Hi everyone, Jilly Bean is here to help me show you how to teach Mind Take It. You can also use the words leave it or drop it for this behavior, but for this exercise we're going to use Mind and Take It. We're going to start off with a handful of treats, and you're just going to close your fist around it so that the dog can't easily get it and possibly get rewarded for doing the wrong thing. Lie down. So the purpose of this is to show the dog that you have treats. And the moment that they are done mugging your hand, they're going to be sniffing, licking your hand, trying to get those treats. But the moment that there's a space between your hand and the dog's nose, that's when you're going to click. After you get several of those, the next step is do the same thing, present your hand, and wait for eye contact, which she's already given me because she knows the game. But if you present your hand and your dog moves their nose away and they're not looking at you, you can make a kissy noise or something else like and then click when they look at your face. So the first step is click for that space between my hand and her nose, and you might do that 10-20 times or just the first training session with your puppy. You may not even get to the eye contact part yet. So that's step one. And then step two is eye contact. So if you had to make the kissy noise, maybe try that 3 or 4 times, and then the next time you'll just wait for it, and usually you'll get that eye contact. So right now she's bumping my hand every single time, and she is doing the behavior. She's pulling her head away and she's looking at me, but I don't want her to continuously bump my hand every time because that's not really leaving it if she touches it first. She's touching it and then leaving it, but we want the end behavior to be just leaving it and not touching it at all. So if I keep doing this, she's never going to learn the right behavior. So I want to make it a little bit easier for her. I'm going to hold my hand out farther so she's not so tempted to bump it with her hand. And then I can move my way back in again. That's what I want. That exactly is not touching my hand at all. Ooh, touched it that time. So wait till I'd say at least 8 or 9 out of 10 times your dog doesn't even bump your hand once. And then you can move on to the next step. But for right now, we'll need to stay at this step. And notice I'm not saying anything to her, because until she's doing the correct behavior, I don't want to associate my cue with it. Because if she's bumping my hand, this is not leave it or mine because she's actually touching it. I want to wait till she clearly knows she can't have it at all. You don't touch it first and then move away. You never touch it. Because if I say leave it while she's doing this, she's going to associate that word. It's just going to be messier and harder for her to learn exactly what we mean later. So the more black and white and simple we can make it, the easier they're going to learn it. Jill knows all about black and white, don't you? Oh, because you are black and white. So now she's at the step where I can start naming the behavior. And with her, I'm going to say mine. You could use leave it or drop it for this, or anything else that you want to use. Mine. 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 So that's that step. When they're really good at that, you can make it harder by holding the treat like this. It's more tempting now because she can see it. So for this, I'll get a few more in my hand. I'm gonna have a handful, but I'm still gonna have one. Ready? Mine. So a little harder, she bumped my hand there because, ooh, it looks like maybe I could grab it. Mine. Mine. So I might keep my hand farther away. Mine. And then work my way in again. Mine. Good girl. Mine. Then the next step is to have treats in your open hand. So it's even more tempting. And at some point in here, you can start saying, take it when you give the treat. And once they really get a hang of it, you can actually replace the clicker with the words take it. So they know, oh, I can have it now. Which is basically what the clicker is saying. Yep, you've done the right thing and you can have a treat now. So, mine. Take it. Mine. Take it. Mine. Take it. Mine. Take it. So then I can fade out the clicker. Once they really have it, you don't need the clicker anymore. Mine. Take it. Mine. Take it. Then you can get really hard and you can put the treat on the floor. Mine. Take it. So my criteria for the reward is still the same. It's still leaving that piece of food and then looking at me. So I don't want to say take it and let her have it till she's done that. Mine. Take it. And if you're worried that your dog's going to be really tempted, you can keep your hand like kind of nearby so you can quickly cover if you need to. Mine. Take it. Mine. Take it. Good girl. She was thinking about that. She's like, oh, she took her hand away. I could really get that. Mine. Take it. Mine. Take it. Good girl. She's really got it now. So those are the final steps. Once you've done that with food, you can now use it with socks, shoes, toys, and anything that you want to teach your dog to let go of and drop. Now, one thing that Jill has learned is that the word mine is the same thing as both leave it and take it. So, let me read back up. It's the same thing, lie down, as leave it and drop it are the same thing. So mine means if it's in your mouth, let it go. If it's on the floor, don't touch it at all. So take it. Mine. Good girl. Mine. Take it. Good girl. Take it. Mine. So she is purposefully removing her mouth. I'm not pulling it out of her mouth.